They say the third time's the charm. The adage was certainly true for my trip to Madrid, a city full of history, culture, and an abundance of charm. I had planned to visit Spain twice before, but ultimately chose other destinations instead. I chose Madrid because it's an art lover's paradise, and I am a profound lover and patron of the arts. In every barrio, there's art to be found, whether visual, auditory, culinary, or literary. In the Royal Palace, you can find all three, and this is where my journey to Madrid began. The Royal Palace of Madrid is the largest in Western Europe and one of the largest in the world. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, visitors can enjoy watching the changing of the guard just outside the Royal Palace's gates. Inside the Royal Palace displays exquisitely opulent decor and houses an impressive collection of paintings by artists such as Caravaggio, Juan de Flandes, Francisco de Goya, and Velázquez, as well as frescoes by Giovanni Battista Tiepolo. Most impressive to me, however, is the palace's collection of the world's only complete Stradivarius string quintet. Situated beside the Royal Palace is the Almudena Cathedral, a modern neo-Gothic style church that is the seat of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Madrid. The cathedral is said to have been built on the site of a medieval mosque that was destroyed in 1083 when Alfonso V reconquered Madrid. Another church well worth visiting is the San Antonio de las Alemanas. Founded by Philippe III, this Baroque church only opens during Mass and features stunning frescoes. The church was initially used by Philippe III as a refuge and hospital for Portuguese immigrants until it closed and was reopened for the community of Catholic Germans. Besides the churches, one would be remiss not to include a visit to the Temple of Debod. It was built in the 2nd century BC and was given to Spain in 1968 by the Egyptian government for Spain's help in relocating the Abu Simbel temple before the construction of the Aswan Dam. The temple was reconstructed at the center of a water feature at the Parc d'Ouest and opened to the public in 1972. After much walking and sightseeing, I had developed quite an appetite. Thankfully, Madrid is a city full of gastronomic delights. One of the best-known markets to enjoy the local cuisine is the Mercado de San Miguel. The Mercado de San Miguel is one of Madrid's oldest and most beautiful markets and is a must-visit for any food lover. It opened in 1916 and was one of the first covered markets in the city. Located in the heart of Madrid's Old Quarter, it is the last remaining iron market hall in Madrid. Residents and tourists alike congregate at this market to shop, people watch, grab a freshly made empanada, enjoy some Iberian ham, or the local catch of the day. Just outside the Mercado de San Miguel is the Plaza Mayor, an iconic city attraction. This esplanade in the city center was opened in the 17th century by King Philippe III, whose bronze statue stands in the square. Over the years, it has been the setting for many public events, from bullfights, processions, fiestas and theatrical productions, to trials of the Inquisition and even executions. One of the most notable buildings on the square is a Casa de la Panderia with a frescoed facade. Today, Plaza Mayor is a space to walk around, eat, and enjoy the outdoors. A few steps from the Plaza Mayor is a Puerta del Sol, Madrid's most famous and central square. It was the first part of the city to be equipped with modern conveniences and is the site of a New Year's celebration. While Puerta del Sol is Madrid's most famous square, Gran Via is its most famous street. Built between 1910 and 1929, Gran Via is full of shops, restaurants, and some of the capital's most iconic buildings, such as the famous Metropolis building or the Carrion building with its famous Schweppes sign. Although not among the restaurants situated on Gran Via, but still within the city center, sits the Sobrino de Botan. It's listed in the Guinness World Book of Records as the world's oldest continuously operating restaurant. Opened in 1725, the restaurant is mentioned in Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises and Death in the Afternoon, as well as works by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Even Goya was once a waiter and dishwasher at Botan before he was accepted into the Royal Academy of Fine Arts. To see the best-known literary hangout in Madrid, one must visit the Barrio de las Letras. Since the 15th century, many of Spain's greatest artists and writers have lived in the area, including one of Spain's most famous writers, Miguel de Cervantes, the author of Don Quixote, as did Lope de Vega, Spain's premier playwright. A 5-minute taxi ride from Barrio de las Letras brings visitors to the Golden Triangle of Art on the southern edge of Las Letras. This is where Madrid's 3 major museums are located. The Prado Museum is Spain's national art museum and is considered one of the world's greatest collections of European art. It features works by Velázquez, El Greco, and my personal favorite, the black paintings by Francisco Goya. Paintings completed late in his life that portray intense, haunting themes reflective of his fear of insanity and his bleak outlook on humanity. The Thyssen-Bornemisza Museum houses works from the English, Dutch, and German schools, as well as major Impressionist, Expressionist, European, and American paintings from the 20th century. Finally, the Reina Sofia Museum is dedicated to 20th century art. It's a world-class collection that includes Pablo Picasso's masterpiece Guernica, one of his best-known works regarded by many art critics as the most moving and powerful anti-war painting in history. Belonging to the Reina Sofia, the Glass Palace located in El Retiro Park is a UNESCO-designated site that was originally built in 1887 as a greenhouse. El Retiro Park covers 125 hectares of green space, and on any given day, there are any number of activities happening, including fortune tellers, objects for sale, and musicians. But to truly appreciate Spain's most famous music and dancing, head over to Cardamomo. At the Cardamomo Flamenco Tableau, masters of the Spanish guitar and percussion, both renowned and up-and-coming flamenco singers and dancers, give their all to an audience in an enthralling live show. It was a perfect way to end my trip to Madrid as I pack my bags and make my way through the rain to the express bus for a €5 ride to the airport. I'm filled with memories of this delightful city and a renewed passion to never stop exploring.